Madam Vice Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Governors, graduands, and honored guests. It is my pleasure this afternoon to present our honorary degree recipient, Daniel Alfredsson. Mr. Alfredsson, or Alfie, as he's known in our community, came to Ottawa in 1995 after being drafted by the Ottawa Senators Hockey Club. Named the club's captain in 1999, the C Alfie wore over his heart could stand for a number of qualities, such as character, community, and caring. He was number 11 for 17 seasons with the Senators, but he was really number 1 with his teammates and the fans. A natural leader, Alfie could always be counted on to score the big goal, none bigger than his overtime winner that sent the Sens to the Stanley Cup final in the spring of 2007. Not only was he a champion on the ice, winning an Olympic gold medal for his home country of Sweden in 2006, he is a champion off the ice. We saw this in his highly public "You Know Who I Am" campaign in support of the Royal Ottawa Foundation for Mental Health. This cause is personal to him, as we learned when he went public with his sister Cecilia's struggle with generalized anxiety disorder. Lending his name, his face, and his personal story to this issue is credited with helping to break down barriers and reduce the stigma associated with mental illness. His unwavering support of the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa through his association with Ringside for Youth event and his many unscheduled events to the Children's Hospital or Eastern Ontario are well known. The memories he has had on so many kids created cherished memories. Daniel didn't do this good work because he had to, he did it because he wanted to. In 2012, Alfie was named the winner of the King Clancy Memorial Trophy, presented annually to the player who best exemplifies leadership qualities on the ice and beyond the arena. Ottawa's son left for a brief stint in Detroit, only to return, retire as a senator, and become a member of the Home Office. His birth certificate may state he's from Gothenburg, Sweden, but if you ask anyone in Ottawa, they'll tell you he's from Ottawa. Our city is a better place because Daniel Alfredsson cares and has put his community first. Madam Vice Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to Canadian hockey, and in particular his commitment to the community through philanthropic efforts that include mental health awareness and advocacy for equality for athletes, regardless of their sexual orientation, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Daniel Alfredsson.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Faculty Senate and the Board of Governors, I hereby bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Alfredsson.
Thank you.
Sounds pretty good, Dr. Alfredsson. Madam Vice Chancellor, honored guests, parents, and most of all the graduating class of 2016, it's a great honor for me to be here with you today. I came to Canada in August of '95, didn't know a whole lot about the country. I know you loved your hockey. You were not very good at soccer at the time. I knew what a Raven was, still don't know what a GG is. However, I soon found out that Canada is not that different from Sweden. There's a great healthcare system here, pay high taxes. But being an immigrant and, how do you know when you become Canadianized? For me, it was when I turned down a beer that had less than 5% alcohol. Or when you bring your portable TV on the camping trip so you don't miss hockey night in Canada. And you say sorry for everything, eh? But no apologies today. I mean, in a few minutes, I'm going to be a doctor for life. And all it took was this 5-minute speech. You've had to spend 4 more years working hard, spending treasure, earning your degrees. What have I done? More than score the overtime winner against Buffalo or 400-plus goals, but that's hardly worth a degree. But I'm not going to apologize, not today. Dr. Alfredsson sounds really good to me. Seriously though, my life did not take me down a path to university. In fact, it took me from my hometown, my country, and my family. About when I was the same age as you. Remember how you felt when you first arrived at Carleton? You're a newcomer in a strange place. I had many of the same feelings when I first arrived here, trying to make the team. Imagine me landing my first day at the University of Hockey, the NHL. Remember back then, there's no FaceTime, Google, or Twitter, which led me to run up a really expensive phone bill from a hotel in Arnprior, my first rookie camp. And I had a Swedish accent as thick as a puck, and I know no one, but I knew hockey. My degree was going to be in professional hockey. It's a tough school to get into and a tougher one to graduate from. And it's very easy to flunk out along the way. One of the first messages I got after arriving is that it was very unlikely I would be playing in the NHL anytime soon. I should look forward to spending a lot of time on the buses at our farm team in PEI. And going into training camp, the idea that I would be on the ice a few weeks later as a senator was basically a pipe dream. That taught me a powerful lesson. No matter who tries to rain on your parade, you need to believe in yourself. When you stumble, you pick yourself up, you learn from it, and you keep moving on. In hockey, as in life, it's not the smartest, the toughest, or the fastest that's going to win. It's the hardest working, the most disciplined, and the most focused, and the one who never, ever stops believing in themselves, that they always have an edge. I know these are cliches, and you probably had professors or parents who repeated them all to you. The best cliches get repeated because they are true. The hard part is living them, doing them, not forgetting. Here's my secret. If you're rock solid, sure of what you want to do, if you have a dream, the work is easy because you are doing what you want to do. It's not work, it is a passion. And you don't let anyone or anything deflect from your dream. I was lucky in a way because I knew what I wanted to do early on. Until I retired, I wanted to be a hockey player. Hockey was my life. Even though hockey was my professional life, I did not let it define me as a person. Many of you still be wondering where you want to focus life or focus your life, and the future always look a little uncertain. That is life. When you figure out what you want to do, don't wait. Do it. Make your future happen for you. There are rarely bad choices to be made. If you believe in what you do, except for the ones you fail to choose or let others impose on you. You may already have ideas of what you want to do. Choose one and do it. You devote yourself to it, you work at it, even if you fail, as we all have at some point. Keep your perspective. When you stumble, you remember what really matters. You're building your life, your dream. I learned how to play my best hockey here in Ottawa, but I failed too. At times, I didn't play well. Our team didn't perform or achieve our goals or your goals. And when you're young, you're under a very bright spotlight and you fail, believe me, it's not easy. It's very, very hard. But here's something else my experience has taught me. Failure is how we learn. Never fear failure. The only shame in failure is failing to learn its lessons. If a new dream emerges, seize it and move on, stronger because you did learn those lessons. One thing I did learn from those great hockey years and some of the hard years, it's not about the goals you score, it's not about the money, and it sure is not about the glory, although that could be nice at times as well. But believe me, glory can disappear overnight. You can go from hero to zero very fast. And that is why I always try to look forward and not back. Don't let yourself get stuck in any one job or one place. Life goes on, changing constantly. Learn to roll with the changes, and you too will be successful. You will be happy. Life is about you, your values, your actions. This will determine how you view yourself as successful. For me, this reality came about 8 years ago. It was about the pain of mental illness. I had lost friends' children, colleagues to their struggles with mental health, and my sister struggles with anxiety. The stigma of mental illness was something I wanted to take on. At the time, I was at the top of my popularity in Ottawa. My status as a hockey player and leader of the Ottawa Senators meant people would listen to me. Speaking out on mental illness was not easy for me at first. As you can tell, this public speaking doesn't really come naturally to me. But I did my best, and I kept at it, and people did listen. Many have told me that my speaking out on mental illness gave them permission to start their own conversation, to start and take action to improve their lives. This truly is what I'm most proud of. And we have made real progress in fighting stigma. We have built new awareness and support for the families and friends and those struggling to win back their mental health. This battle is a permanent part of my life now and my future, and it gives me strength. And it gives me inspiration, and it will for the rest of my life. You too will wake up one day, and you will find your life project staring you in the face. It might be what you do professionally, but it might be fighting climate change, racism, or child poverty. Seize it. Do it. And a richer, deeply satisfying new chapter in your life will open. You can love your day job and follow your personal dreams at the same time. So this is the new Dr. Alfredsson signing off. And I'm going to try to get my wife to call me doctor for a day, and she'll probably tell me to grow up, but that's okay. So finally, this is a big day for you guys. I wish everybody the best of luck. So congratulations, class of 2016, and believe in yourself. Thank you.